2026 version is there. So it is R with blue background, and that's what I have opened it right now here. Okay. So this is particularly a 3D environment where we model certain disciplines in 3D environment, where we need there are different faculties, we can say. So there is a architectural modeling, there is a structural modeling, and there is a MEP modeling. Okay. Revit is basically is part of BIM system. BIM is basically not a software. BIM is long form is building information modeling, and BIM is certainly not a software. It is a process, and in this process we use different 3D models to coordinate between them, and then coming out of the outcome of that is the deliverables in terms of there are certain obviously there are 2D GFC good for construction drawings. Then there would be some analysis. We can do a quantification in this, and before drawing GFC drawings, I mean before taking out the GFC drawings, we can have a class detection process also being done. Okay, so this is the interface that how this Revit looks like. Before going to the so we will understand the MEP project with the Revit only, because everything is happening in the dashboard here. So I can say that this is a dashboard, but I would like to give you certain pointers in terms of how Revit MEP projects are happening. So when there is a when the client is trying to envisage a certain type of building, then he first of all invite architect, and he gives his requirement to the architect that he wants to build a building. It may be a commercial building, or it may be a hospital or a residential building. An architect comes with certain ideas, and he prepares a final draft of the particular project, and then slowly other consultants also come on board. And since the architect is the person who is basically taking the idea of the owner further, then he is the first person whose model are being created in the process. So architectural model is being first created, whether it will be in 3D, whether it will be in 2D CAD or in SketchUp or in other 3D software. But the major part of the BIM is basically Revit. So when the project is getting into ready for the design, then they prepare first the Revit model. Okay, and that Revit model is kind of a basis for all the other disciplines. Now, once the architectural model is finalized, like we see here in our on the screen also. So here we can see there is a 3D building. I can see it's a kind of a architectural 3D view. So there is one building in between, and there are surrounding buildings there. We can see the road. There is a parking lot we can see here, and when we zoom in, then we can see there are different components of this particular building. For example, here we can see there is a terrace garden. Then there are some sitting arrangement is there. Then we start going downstairs. Then we can see certain windows are there, and we can see there is there are certain structural components are also. We can see that slab, then beams, columns, slabs, etc. And when it comes to the ground floor, then you can see certain vegetations. The road is also modeled, sidewalk, the railing, the entrance, and all these things are basically we can see here. And now everything is connected to each other, and these are basically a coordinated model of different disciplines. Like here you can see here in the Revit link, you can see there is a architectural model, then HVAC model, then plumbing model, site model, and structural model. So this is also a workflow of particular BIM project, where we can see that everything is interconnected and coordinated between different disciplines. Okay, and so this is a general idea about the different 3D models. Now, when we are going to execute a project, then there are certain prerequisites for this particular project are required. When client is decide to work this particular project in BIM, then very first thing is he just hire a building architect, whether it will be architectural person or from the client side, there will be a BIM manager who is being appointed. And the very first thing BIM manager does is he does a the BEP, that is BIM execution plan. Okay, so he creates the BIM execution plan, and he send all his document to other disciplines, and he gets approval of that particular discipline. Okay, so what is BIM? What is a BEP? BEP is it's a kind of a written manual where we can say that there are different roles and responsibilities that are defined. Then, as far as the models are concerned, then the level of difficulty or the level of details is being level of detail is being explained. So what is LOD 100, LOD 200, LOD 300, LOD 400, like that? Those standards are being defined. Then there will be a certain coordination point which is there, to which all the disciplines are connected to. So that coordinate is, and the origin of the coordinate is decided, and that is mentioned in the building information, that is BEP, in BIM execution plan. Then there are certain templates and title blocks or the shared parameters which are there, that will also be shared. Okay. Now here in this case also, when we talk about the Revit software, here also in the at first we can see there is there are different ribbons you can see here. Okay, like file, architectural, structural, steel, precast, system, insert. So like that, there are different menus are here, and these menus are nothing but also arranged in terms of workflow. Like where first architectural is done, then structure is done, then steel or precast system is also part of a structure, but then it is decided to create that. Then there will be a system. A system is nothing but a MEP system. Here you can see there is HVAC. Then there are some fabrication menus are there, but more important is mechanical, plumbing, and electrical part. Okay, and each and every discipline has their own their own ribbons. Like for example, for the plumbing and piping, you can see there is there are sprinklers, plumbing fixtures, plumbing equipments are there. Of course, pipes are also there. So like that, you can see for the mechanical, you will see there is a mechanical equipment, mechanical control devices. So this is what the different menus are. Okay, like for electrical, you can see the electrical equipment, devices, lighting fixture. So anything and everything which is required to model the electrical, then those will be available there. Okay, and this particular menu is set as per the workflow and then as per the use of it. Like for example, here in insert tab, you can see you can insert outside file to this particular model. Like there are any Revit files that we can link here. We can link the CAD files or any other coordination. If there are any local databases there or any Autodesk docs data is there, then we do it in coordination model. Then we can import. So these are the link files, and then we can see there are some importing. There are some files we can import, like we can import CAD, we can import other reports also. So like that, every menu has its own role to play. As far as annotate is concerned, here we can see there are different. You may be familiar with CAD, then you must be knowing that annotation is also a very important part of the drawing, where we create the dimensioning. We do dimensioning. We define a particular geometries with respect to their points. Apart from that, since this is a 3D environment, so you can see there are spot elevations we can spot at a particular location. Then spot coordinates. So it is showing us northern, eastern, or southwest coordinates of that particular point where we are going to select. Then and there will be it displays again the slope also for the particular point or the face. Okay. Then certain details are there. Text. In the text, we can see there is we can add a text notes based on the different functions. Then spell check, etc. So there are different components of this annotate ribbon. Like that, if you go ahead, you can see there is a analyze tab here. We can do a structural analysis. We can do a space planning or we can create different spaces with color schemes, area, volume computations, etc. And then there will be certain checks also we can do. For example, for the ducting, we can do some checks like system checks. We can also do some pipe tests. Actually, this particular system checks will verify pipe system if they are connected correctly or not, or whether they are valid systems, the systems are assigned to them or not. So like that, you can see there are different menus which are available in Analyze tab. Then next, we can see there is a massing and site. Here we can do a different masses, like we can create a 3D shapes in this. And there are certain architectural elements like curtain systems, roofs, walls. So we can assign to that particular mass. Here in the preview also we can see there is a mass, and we can add floors to that particular mass so that we can use this as a conceptual model, and later on we can convert this particular conceptual model into a detailed design. Toposolids. Toposolid is nothing but a topographical element which creates contours of the plan, site plan basically. It will give us the undulations of the building. Then from that we can understand that where that particular land is sloping, or if it is dipping, or if there is a mound, that we come to know. That also can be modeled. Site components. The site components are basically trees or the different types of trees which we can put for parking. There are parking components are also there. Then property line and labels are there. So like that, there are different components of the mapping. In Collaborate, once we go ahead in the later part of our collaboration, then we will discuss about this. But just I'll just touch base upon this. Like in CAD, I'll just explain this with respect to CAD. That when we uh, talk about the coordination, then coordination is between different disciplines. But then again, within the model also, we can work in that particular model at different levels by creating the collaboration between the teams. So on one model, there are more than one people can work, like 3 or 4 people, or again more than 3-4 people. The group of people also can be worked on only one model, and they break down that model, and then they work on their part of the system, their part of the project. Like if there are 4 floors, and each floor, if we are divided into the different work sets, then at that particular work set, that particular person can work. So we can break this particular building into different work set. Work set is nothing but the component of the small part of that building, which is assigned to a particular person. Okay, so that is work set. Then there are different work sharing activities we can do here in Collaborate. So that we will, these are some terminologies which you might not understand right now, but I'm just explaining you that for what it is. Briefly I'm explaining that what they are being used, like work sharing, monitor, uh, publish settings. So like that, there are different components in Collaborate. Now this next tab is View. View is again a very, we can say, useful as far as the production of the project is concerned. Production in the sense, when we try to produce something, whether it is a 3D view or we are trying to draw a plans out of it, drawings out of it, then this is very handy. In the view, also it is, we can see there are different graphics standards also we can use. For example, like view templates, we can create a different templates for a particular discipline or particular areas. Visibility graphics. Visibility graphics is nothing but there are certain overrides. We can use these overrides in different situations like architectural, mechanical, plumbing, infrastructure, etc. So in this visibility graphics, there will be model categories, annotation categories, analytical model categories, imported categories. Sorry, imported category is nothing but most of our case it's a CAD file. Then there are different filters we can add in order to identify certain components in the Revit model, and then Revit links. So right now we can see here there are different Revit models are already we can say linked to this particular model which we have just now opened. Here you can see the architectural, HVAC, plumbing, site or structural models, and here we can display their settings. Here in these settings there are again different tabs which we will see once we go there. Okay, so like that, this is the visibility graphics in View, which we are going to use so many. I mean, often we are going to use it because this is what we required when we want to do something, to hide something or to show something. This can be related to the AutoCAD layering system. So like in AutoCAD layer, we can turn off on the layer. Like that here, we can turn off and on different components here. For example, if you don't want to see the parking here, then we can say that we can turn off the parking, okay, apply, okay, and then we can say that we can see that the parking will not be able to, it will be disappear from the model. So like that, this view is being used, view tab is being used. Then you can see there is the parking is disappeared from now, from here now. So like that, this view is used, visibility graphics is being used. Now, next one is create. In create, it is mostly talking about how to create the floor plan, reflected ceiling plan. When there is a structural, if it is a structural model, then it will give us a structural plan. It basically creates the plan view. It will also specify different structural components in that, the dotted lines, the voids, the beam and column connections, etc. Plan region, area plan. It is basically creates an area plan view. Then we can create a plan region with a view. We can sketch a closed region within the plan, and we can differentiate it, or we can highlight that particular area only in the plan region. So like that, there are different components of the create tab. Drafting views. There are drafting views is nothing but a detailing, like in MEP electrical, we do some detailing of the component. Then if we want to show some details, then we draw a enlarged view of that particular area to elaborate it. Then that is being done here in with the new drafting view. So, and if there are certain legends are there, then those also we can create here. Now, quantification is another thing which Revit is handling pretty decently. We don't just have to do much to calculate the quantities. We just have to go here and select a different tabs, different drop-down menus to create the quantity sheet. For example, in scheduling, there are different categories we can use. Like if you want the schedule of a door, window, duct accessories, any discipline, like from any discipline we can do that. Okay, so that is that. In the manage there are different settings are there. These settings are basically the settings for the coming from the design part. Like for example, MEP settings. For MEP settings, electrical settings, fabrication settings. If you see some electrical settings, then we can specify certain components or certain parameters, like circuit description, electrical data style, etc., or circuit rating. And there are so many other ways also, so many other things also we can set here. The wiring, we can select the wiring, voltage definitions, conduit settings, if it is a single line symbology, two line symbology, load calculations. If there are any demand factors or load classifications are there, that also we can do. Panel schedule, circuiting. So like that, different settings we can do here in manage in MEP settings. Then some additional settings are also there, like line patterns, fields, etc. Okay, line weights, etc. Project location. Project location is another very important aspect of the 3D coordination. Here we can see we can acquire the coordinates of the other building which are linked to our model, or we can publish our coordinates to the other model which is linked in our project. So like that, we can specify some certain coordinates or report shared coordinates also. So like that, there are different add-ins which has its own meaning, and that we will actually see once we go ahead with our further classes. So this is a general overview of the Revit software. Of course, there are certain components in architectural where we can model Revit, wall, doors, windows, etc., roofs, floors. In terms of structure, we can model 3D beams, 3D walls, columns, etc. We can also do some connections, the footing, rebar, like that. In systems, we already seen there are different 3D modeling. Drop-down menus are there for HVAC and mechanical. Okay. Then when we move downwards here, we can see there is a project browser, and each and everything is basically there in project browser. So project browser is nothing but a kind of a list of all the data which is there in the not only the data, but we can also select this particular data and we watch that particular data in this window here. For example, let's say I want to see the plan, floor plan of a particular level. Let's say I want to see the floor plan of, let's say, L2, right? Then I can go ahead and just select, double click on the L2. Then this floor plan will open here. So this is regarding the plan, but it's not only the plan. We can also access certain sections in the model, like this section here. Then 3D views. There are certain 3D views also which we can access from here. For example, like this one. Okay. So unlike CAD, here we can view 2D as well as 3D information, and apart from that, scheduling also. Like for example, in schedule, if we have created certain design, then we can actually create the quantification table from here. For example, here we can see there is a electrical equipment schedule. Okay, so we'll just open this and we'll see what it is. So it is WV electrical equipment schedule, and in schedule we can see there are different columns we can add or remove. Here in the right hand side, schedule is there. The schedule is about electrical equipment. View template name, and if we want to see there are different fields, then we can select right hand bottom here, where we can see there are different fields we can pick and choose. Like for example, if we want to add certain, let's say I want to add assembly code, and I'll just have to select this green arrow here, and this is being added, like assembly code. Then say okay, assembly code is added in the schedule. Like that, if you want to remove something, that also you can remove. Like let's say I want to remove the panel name, or let's say supply from. When I said do that, then it will remove the supply form. So like that, again, apart from the fields, there is a filter which we can use. When we learn that, we will go into deep into that. Sorting, grouping, formatting, then appearance, etc. In the formatting also, we can do left, right, name of the panel, etc. according to our discipline. Appearance is nothing but the line thicknesses and all those things. So as we see that not only plans but 3D views, sections, floor plans, elevations. We can also see the elevations here in the same file. We don't have to open a separate file of the elevation like CAD, and we can access that. Okay, once we double click it, we can this window will open here, and it will this particular view is shown in front of us in terms of different tabs. So once one tab is open, it will remain open, and whatever is the active tab is there, that only we can see here. Right now North Electrical tab is open, so we can see here, but all of a sudden we want to refer some other things in 3D view, then we can, that tab is already available here. Okay, we just have to select that, and now we are back to the 3D. When we want to go back to the plan, then anytime we can go to the plan. This is about the plans and sections which are already open in this particular file. So we can make use of those things. So like I said here, there are different, we can say, the aspects of the project. We can see here plan, sections, 3D views, ceiling plan, discipline wise. Now, production point of view, there is very important thing is sheets, right? So here you can see there are certain sheets which are already available, and they are numbered E0, E1, E2, like that. And if I select any of this sheet, double click on that, so that is that particular sheet is activated. When anything which is active in the model space, at that case you might have noticed that this particular line gets bold, and we would know that okay, now this particular view is active right now, and we are watching this here in the on the model space of the model space of the Revit interface. Like that, we can have all the drawings in one place at one location here, and whenever we want, we can go and select that particular plan, double click on it, and then we can go to the that particular drawing sheet. So unlike Revit, unlike CAD, we don't have to create any sheet tabs. Here the tabs are there, but these tabs are showing the actual thing which are active. Okay, like that. And here now we can see there are different other components. For example, families. Now briefly, I will just touch base upon on all the points here. I'm not going much into the deep. I'm just explaining the what are the capabilities of Revit, or what are the things which we are expecting to do with Revit. At that time, we would know that okay, which function works at particular which key works at particular function, and accordingly we use it. In the families, now the family is nothing but a block in Revit, just like in AutoCAD we use blocks. So like in Revit, the families are there. Families, only thing is that families in Revit, or the families in Revit, which we can call it as a block, which are in 3D format. Okay, in 3D format. So there are 2D families also there. For example, annotation symbols. Okay, for example, annotation symbols are here, where if there is any area we want to highlight, then this area family is being used. Like that, there are different, we can say, there are different families we can use. Okay. For ceiling, there are certain families which are already there in the system. curtain wall system like that, duct system. For electrical equipment, we can see now when I expand this a little plus sign, then I can see there are different uh, equipments, list of the equipments already there, and that we can use in the model. Okay, so this is the general uh, interface of the Revit, and this particular Revit is kind of a industry standard and being used in widely used. Okay. Now, for any MEP project, so uh, this is just introduction of the Revit, what Revit is. Now we'll see what are the different phases of the project. Like there are pre-project things we are doing. Then we do some initial project setup. Then there are certain modeling standards we are using. Then when the modeling is done, then we use coordination and QA/QC is being done. And then lastly there are the deliverables. So this is a particular what we can say the workflow we are using, and the same way it is being the same way this particular software is designed. Okay. All right. So now this is general interface of the building of the software. Now, if we want to open a new file, then we have to come here in file, and we can see this drop down menu. Here we can see new, open, save as. So this is pretty much you are familiar with. So if you want to create new, if it is a new model, then we have to say new, or if there is any existing model you want to open, then we can say open here, where it will direct us to either to the Revit file, if there are any families, or if there are any projects we want to open, or is there any other file format which Revit can use. Okay, so that's about the open. Save as you already know. Now here in this case, export button is there, where you can export this particular 3D model into CAD, or these are the different what you can say file format where we can convert the 3D CAD file, 3D Revit file. We can convert this into the DWG, DGN, OBJ, STIL step like that. Okay, so that's about the export. Printing is also done in Revit in smart way. Also, you can do it. We can do individually. We can print a particular, what we can say the drawing, but again we can use the batch print also. We can convert this particular sheet into the PDF, and so on and so forth. Like that, there are different. There is a close button here. Then here you can see there is an option button where you can set the tone of the Revit. For example, in general, there are different notifications we can set here, and how you want to see your interface or use your interface, the tools analysis. If you want to customize any keyboards shortcuts, then that you can do here. If you want to use a certain color system, you can use from here. Graphics, hardware, file locations, default file locations are shown here. Renderings, setting for the renderings. Okay, then spell checks, etc. So this option is nothing but how you want to set the tone of Revit. That is being done here, like here in the option. Here we can exit the Revit, and this is the list where you can see that recent documents list is there that we can we can say here. At the top, you can see there are different tasks, more like a operating Windows kind of a system. Save, open, like that, undo, redo button, home, etc. On the left hand side, we can see this is the project browser. We just seen what the project browser is. And then on the right hand side, we can see there are some properties. Whenever we select something, it is giving us the data of that, the display of that particular component. Like here in this case, I have selected the viewport of this particular enlarged plan, and as soon as I select that, I can see it's a viewport, and it's a typical viewport, and all the information related to that we can see here in the graphics format, in underlay, extent, if there are any identity data or tracing or any view or view to sheet positioning, something like that. Okay, so all the components or the properties of it can be used as a properties, like CAD. Like CAD, we right click and say properties, then we can see the attributes of that particular CAD component. That also we can do here, but a slightly different way of doing it. The uh, dedicated, what we can say, the tab is there, which we can use. Okay, so that's pretty much about the interface and the workflow we talked about. There is a pre-project where then we have seen there is a BIM execution plan and how this BIM execution plan is set up by the architect. Then there are different disciplines: architectural, structural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, how those are, interconnected or coordinated. Then there are certain CAD standards, Revit standards. Then there are certain modeling standards are there. How to coordinate the models, that sets are those are there. The intervals are being set to coordinate the different models, like weekly clash detection or model purge, set coordinates, etc. Okay. And while doing deliverables, how to extract the drawing files, how to extract the schedules, that we can do here. If you want to, let's say, open a new project, then we can go here and say new, and we can say project. At that time, you can see there is a new project, and the template file drop down is activated, or we can browse through this to go to the different English to the different templates. For example, I want to open the systems template, which is by default, then I can come here and select this in this particular file folder, and I'll say open, and at that, and then it will show up the selected option here in the template file, and here you can say create new. Now here there are two different things. One is the project and another is the project template. What you can see here, system default is basically a template file, which is generally defined by .rte. And when there is a project, it is generally defined by .rbt. So these are the two different two different file formats we use. So right now, if you want to create new project, I will say just OK, and a brand new project would open. And in this particular project, it is a brand new project now. And now I can see there are different disciplines which are already set. Why this particular setting is already there? Because it is being set in the template file already. This is this particularly done by the BIM or CAD manager of your office. He thinks that how this particular project browser look like, electrical, power, mechanical, like that, and under each discipline there are floor plans, ceiling plans, and below that there will be some legend, schedules, etc., just like we have seen in the previous model. Okay, and now this is your first project, And now we can see, and we can go ahead and see that in the elevation. So these two levels are already created by the by that particular template, and you can see there is a bubble here which represents the those levels. And Revit is all the game of level. At each and every level, you keep on building things, and then view when there is a certain level you want to go. You can go either from here, or you can just say right click and say go to floor plan, and it will take you to the floor plan. So at one second you are at elevation, the second you are on the layout. So like that we can you can toggle between different plan sections view. We will see this more in detail, that how to open a particular file, how to set that up, how to insert in the incoming lectures. So this is what it is. We have discussed about the Revit as a software. We have discussed about different the workflow of MEP Revit MEP. There are different stages of the project, and what is BEP or what is BIM that we have seen. And in the coming lectures, I think we are good to go. If anybody has questions, please let me know.
Sir, if you have any technical questions with the Ajay sir, feel free to ask him.
Okay.
Sir, can I just show the slides just for 5 minutes, and then we can end
Yes.
the today's introduction. Then tomorrow, we can start with the actual class from tomorrow onwards. So,
Yes.
okay, tomorrow though, just I want to show that the people who are there, just be there till, just for 5 minutes, because many of our already they have done certain courses with us, like E-Plan or, so this batch, if you see, current slide, already these three people are enrolled with us, and it's okay, even three people, we are there to start and we have launched it. Okay, so daily will be the same time, Monday to Friday, and the same thing. All this session would be live sessions, and same faculty, Ajay sir. Then after completion, there's a placement process. Those who wanted to apply, because here we have also hired a lot of people. Ajay sir also have hired a lot of people through his consultancy through our center. It's a Pune base. So
Yes.
he will, sir, you can also share the post, and we'll share to those who have the students, because already he is a
Sure. Sure.
consultant. है ना? So we could, whatever requirement
Yeah.
you have, we can share to the post. Then CV will be processed by our TPO, and then interview call letters which will begin. Right now, 2% or Jay Gule and Tejas have already selected and doing their job there over. They are also our students. So we give an
Yes.
opportunity also. It's not only just a
Yes. Yes.
associated association, but through us also. So he's not just a normal trainer. He is like others people, like others faculty who have learned like E-Plan and other courses. He's also experts having. So for BIM or Revit, he's the person who is going to teach you the live. There will be live sessions, recording sessions. So there's no missing of single sessions. But those who have joined full, we would love to see you the live classes, because recording is good. Recording is okay for practice, and if you miss the sessions, so this again same to with other or other batches which we are covering. Rejoining free, recording same policies. Doubts even after whichever the batches, you can take the support later on also. The interactive sessions, rejoining free, placements, calls, notebooks, projects, handbooks, and certificates. And there's also combo offer, which if you wanted to join in a Diwali offer, then placements, calls, notes, whatever these things, certification also. Okay, the same thing. This default certifications, and front part, we have also our CADIS associated franchisee partners. They are also partner with Autodesk. So this certification also additional, if you want, you can take it. And already this, we are serving since 12 years, same location, same all these things, same those who have already done the course. But if you talk about right now the, license path, you will see in the Google, you'll see the 1,74,000 Autodesk Revit fees would be there, then AutoCAD, commercial use. But education also, education license is also there. but you can 1 month trial is also available. But we are also giving educational full version
Mm.
2026 versions. So generally it's 1.74 lakhs if you see the commercial, but we are giving education, whatever expense you have, we'll give you that through directly through autodesk.com. So we have a Revit software, because I think I've given access to Neelam who has joined. Neelam, you have got that now? It's working now, please.
Yes, yes.
So
It's fine.
you are able to install the link which I have activated through autodesk.com, na, Neelam?
Yeah. Yes,
And
yes.
Nikhil also. So
Hmm.
that's if you don't have any you know AutoCAD if original or educational, then only you can install. So we'll give you that. And additionally, we are also giving you a complimentary AutoCAD training also complimentary with this, but we have a free offer with this batch, especially those who are still thinking to join as a Diwali offer. AutoCAD would be free training. If you see, apart, Revit MEP is a primary course, which I just said. But additionally, we are also giving you recordings or live sessions of AutoCAD free, AutoCAD electrical, then Revit architecture, Revit MEP. Revit MEP is the primary course. Again, I'm repeating it. So this valid is 12, only 12 8 October. So if you see, whenever there is a job opportunity, the people who look for building information like BIM openings for electrical engineer, mechanical or civil engineer, architect. So you'll find this kind of requirement, AutoCAD, Revit or BIM, this most important. Under BIMs comes Revit, Revit structure, Revit MEP. So that is why in order to cover, sorry, this part we are also giving not structure as if now, but we have a previous batch recordings also Revit architecture, or if any upcoming batches, we can offer you this training also completely free in this offer, those who are joining it, AutoCAD and Revit architecture also apart from Revit MEP. This is again 1 month training, Revit architecture, complete architectural trainings apart from. So in short, you will be able to cover at least a BIM package. So you can say that I'm a BIM package in Pune. We have also a lot of companies which is asking for BIM candidates, electrical, mechanical. So 47,000 is the fees if you talk about BIM package to 1.5 lakhs also outside it's there. BIM software package. Many institutes in Pune or across wherever in India, people are charging from this thing. But what we have tried to give a value additions of bonus trainings. AutoCAD electrical, if you're electrical background, Revit architecture also free with Autodesk certified trainers like Gauri madam has taken. So if you want, I can give that recordings after this session. So why I'm going to try give you, because you end of the day you will be able to cover a BIM package also, which is of more than 1 lakh, around 1 lakh. So we can offer you in this fees for 29,000 those who as a Diwali offer, in which includes Revit MEP primary training course apart from AutoCAD, again live sessions or recordings you can get. Recordings also available. All three are up, 1 to 3 are recordings available. So if you want, we can give that recordings also. Uh, AutoCAD electrical, and Revit architectures. And even if there is upcoming batches, the same way which you have practiced, you can join also live session also. Because I don't want to commit as if now Revit architecture, because you'll know recordings is there, but you can join upcoming batches whenever there. You can join upcoming batches. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, and feel free to ask me. Else we can end the today's sessions. Yeah, this is my number, WhatsApp number. If you have any query, you can ping the message. And if you wanted to enroll with us, uh, with the same package, same offer, it's valid till, it's a Diwali offer I've already mentioned. It's valid till 8th October tomorrow, because sir is already 3 people have enrolled with us. If you have seen the, this batch, so 3 people already enrolled, so we are, it's no further waiting time. And thanks all people for supporting and patience with me. I hope I have given justify to you. If you have waited, I have given certain recordings or some software license, which is a bonus. है ना? Satisfied हो कि नहीं आप लोग, निखिल and all? निखिल सारी मैंने कुछ बोनस चीजें दिया है. हाँ, थैंक्स थैंक्स निखिल फॉर कमिंग. तो ये बैच अब वेट नहीं करना, अब कल रहेगा फिर क्लास, ठीक है? तो इट्स 10:20, वी कैन एंड द मीटिंग टुडे. और कुछ क्वेरीज है तो आप बात कर सकते हो. जस्ट आई वेट फॉर जस्ट 1 minute इफ एनीबडी, like other people, those who have attended this demo, अगर आपको ज्वाइन करना है. और सेम ऑल पॉलिसीज, रीजॉइनिंग फ्री है, रिकॉर्डिंग्स है, लाइव सेशंस है, सेम इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स, इज अ प्रूवन ट्रेनर. और सर ने अभी हायर किया है, अगर मैं अभी व्हाट्सएप में शो करता हूँ, अजय गुल इज अ पर्सन हु इज freshers. Ajay sir has only hired him, so he got selected, is working right now in a good decent salary, very decent salary. इंडस्ट्रियल
yes, yes.
प्रोजेक्ट। तो और सर आप भी रिफाइन कर सकते हो, दोस्त बच्चे आपके साथ ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, ये मतलब क्लासेस कर रहे हैं अजय सर, तो आप भी यू कैन ऑल्सो हायर एनी ऑफ
Yeah, yeah.
कैंडिडेट्स विच यू फील लाइक दे हैव
Yes,
स्पार्क एंड यू कैन डू इट। तो
I will,
try
I will.
to take it a very serious because
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is just a faculty or trainer Ajay sir. He is also a
Yeah, yeah.
recruiter. It can be recruiter for you.
Yeah, and that the like I said, Rohit sir, that the main reason of this training course is I want to, you know, increase the skill level of the candidates which are trying to break into BIM.
Mm.
Okay, so that there is a very shortage of skill right now we are happening in our industry, and in order to close that gap, person like you and me should help these students not only to generate, not only give the jobs, but also to help our infrastructure by upskilling the the new generation. So
Mm.
that's the basically a cause. And anybody has any question right now for today's session, or if they have any question in their mind with respect to Revit or BIM, they can ask right now, right here. So that's it from my end, Rohit sir.
Feel free to ask him because देखो, a person who has done a lot of hard work with his industry experiences, he is going to share you in a nutshell. Believe me, when you join in the organizations, your colleague or your senior or manager is not going to spoon feed you for a 1 month, 2 month, pros cons of the no, he's not going to tell you. He will directly expected to work whenever you join, and companies are looking for kind of skilled people like you. Okay, because Avgar, if your DAR is a group is our placement partner in Magarpatta city, they have also requirement for MNC company for this kind of what you are learning in, and they are doing a project similar. Lot of companies are there. If you see in a Google, you'll find a Maxim, Revit, MEP, electrical, and you can say mechanical candidates are required in the industries. Because 3 people have taken actions and those are have already done, what is the satisfaction support which you am as a owner of this entire, take that responsibility। तो अगर आपको कुछ भी कोई डाउट्स है किसी चीज का रिलेटेड तो फील फ्री टू आस्क। ये स्क्रीनशॉट रख लो, जिन लोगों के पास नहीं है मेरा नंबर, यू कैन टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट एंड just ping me WhatsApp me on this number, +91 is the intercode 8793166470। Right now I'm sitting at my physical center and just I'll be waiting for thanks Ajay sir, thanks everybody, we can end the meeting then, thank you everybody, we are ending the
Thank you, everybody.
thank you.
Thanks.